Have you ever wondered how a single spoon of the right compound can impact your erection more than months of supplements or medications that never delivered the results you expected? It sounds unlikely until you understand the biological truth behind erections. They rely on biochemical switches, not on age alone. And when these switches receive the exact stimulus they've been missing for years, the response can be surprisingly fast, sometimes within minutes. This one-spoon method works because it acts directly on the vascular endothelial system, the very first step of the erection chain. Before any firmness can happen, your body needs to release nitric oxide, the molecule that opens blood vessels, softens internal muscular tension, and allows high-pressure blood flow to enter the penile chambers. As men reach their 70s and 80s, these internal pathways don't disappear, they simply become dormant. The right concentrated spoon reactivates them because it delivers nutrients that force endothelial cells to open arteries more quickly, compounds that relax smooth muscle fibers that have stiffened with age, elements that improve testosterone bioavailability, making your hormones signal stronger without increasing dosage, antioxidants that reduce microinflammation, restoring the tissue's ability to expand fully. The reason one spoon works so well in the morning is simple: your vascular system is in a transitional, highly responsive state. Absorption is faster, nitric oxide pathways are easier to activate, and hormonal receptors are more sensitive. When the right formula arrives at the right moment, the entire erection mechanism switches back on. Before we continue to the next topic, take a moment to check if you're already subscribed to the channel. If this content is making sense to you, leave a like, it helps me bring more videos like this. And if you're here following everything closely, comment the word power so I know you're part of the group that watches with full attention. Most men believe their erection weakens after 70 simply because the body gets old. But the reality is far more specific. Erections decline because four internal systems begin to malfunction quietly, year after year, until the body can no longer generate the pressure and rigidity it once produced effortlessly. The first collapse happens in the endothelium, the ultra-thin cellular layer that lines every blood vessel. This layer is responsible for releasing nitric oxide, the chemical that tells arteries to open. With age, the endothelium becomes inflamed, stiff, and less responsive. When nitric oxide release slows down, blood cannot enter the penis at the speed or pressure required for a firm erection. The second breakdown occurs inside the smooth muscle tissue of the corpora cavernosa. These muscles need to relax deeply for the penis to fill with blood. But aging, inactivity, oxidative stress, and years of reduced pelvic circulation make the fibers rigid. Even if the brain sends arousal signals, the tissue simply can't execute the command. The third decline involves hormonal communication. Testosterone levels don't need to drop drastically for erectile strength to weaken. What matters is how much of that testosterone is actually usable. As men age, more of the hormone becomes bound to proteins that make it inactive. Receptors also lose sensitivity, so even normal levels fail to produce the same effect. Finally, there is microvascular narrowing. Over decades, tiny plaques form inside the arteries that feed the pelvic region. This reduces blood flow volume and slows the pressure building process that creates rigidity. Erections require rapid expansion. Narrowed vessels make that expansion nearly impossible. These problems don't arrive suddenly, they accumulate in silence. And by the time a man notices a weaker erection, all four systems are already compromised. The value of the one-spoon method is that it targets these mechanisms at the earliest point of failure, reactivating pathways that still work but have been left dormant for too long. The idea that one spoon can restore erection strength isn't magic, it's biochemistry. When concentrated ingredients are combined in the right proportions, they create a direct impact on the core systems responsible for rigidity, pressure, and vascular expansion. Each component has a specific role, and together, they activate the erectile pathway faster than traditional supplements taken at random times of the day. The first essential element is a nitric oxide precursor, usually L-citrulline in its pure powdered form. Unlike L-arginine, citrulline bypasses the digestive limitations of aging men and converts more efficiently into nitric oxide inside the bloodstream. This jumpstarts the process that widens blood vessels and allows high-pressure flow into the corpora cavernosa. The second component is a polyphenol-rich antioxidant, such as pomegranate extract or dark grape concentrate. These compounds repair and protect endothelial cells, reducing oxidative stress, one of the main reasons older men lose erectile response. When the endothelium becomes more elastic and reactive, nitric oxide lasts longer and acts more powerfully. The third element is a circulation activator, which can be a thermogenic spice like ginger or turmeric. These compounds increase blood movement through the pelvic region, reduce low-grade inflammation, and improve microvascular flexibility. Even a small amount contributes significantly to blood delivery into the penile chambers. The final piece is a hormonal support micronutrient, typically zinc or a botanical adaptogen that enhances androgen receptor sensitivity. This doesn't increase testosterone levels dramatically, it makes the hormone you already have more effective, restoring the signal needed for libido, tissue responsiveness, and erection speed. When combined into a single concentrated spoon, these ingredients address endothelial function, smooth muscle relaxation, hormone signaling, and circulation all at once. And that's why the effect feels so immediate. The formula hits all the right pathways in the exact order the body needs for a strong erection. The one-spoon method only works at full strength when it is taken in a specific way. The same ingredients can produce weak or powerful results depending entirely on timing, preparation, and the physiological state of your body when they're absorbed. Most older men fail not because the formula is wrong, but because they take it at the wrong moment. The first rule is take it on an empty stomach, immediately after waking. In the first minutes of the morning, your nitric oxide pathways are most responsive, digestive interference is minimal, and blood vessels can widen more easily. If you wait too long or eat beforehand, the absorption slows and the erectile response weakens. Start by dissolving the nitric oxide precursor, typically L-citrulline, into a small glass of water. Drink it slowly to allow gradual uptake. Then, add the polyphenol source, which can be mixed into the same glass or taken separately in concentrated form. Liquids absorb faster than capsules, making them far more effective for instant activation. After that, consume the thermogenic or anti-inflammatory component. Ginger or turmeric should be taken in powdered or liquid form, never raw pieces, because the active compounds need to be pre-broken for rapid bioavailability. These ingredients boost pelvic circulation within minutes, complementing the rise in nitric oxide. Finish with the hormonal support element. If it is zinc, swallow it separately. If it is an adaptogenic botanical, mix it directly into the spoon. This ensures the endocrine signal aligns with the vascular activation created by the previous steps. Once the full spoon is taken, stay standing or lightly moving for a few minutes. This prevents blood from pooling and encourages immediate distribution toward the pelvic region. When done correctly, this step-by-step method prepares the erectile tissue to respond with maximum force. When the one-spoon method starts reactivating the erectile pathway, the body responds with physical signs that are easy to notice, not vague feelings, but measurable physiological shifts. The first indication is a warm, expanding sensation in the lower abdomen or pelvic region. This warmth reflects increased blood movement as nitric oxide begins widening the vessels that had become stiff and unresponsive with age. Shortly after this, many men report a heavier, fuller feeling in the penis, even without arousal. This heaviness is a reliable marker that the smooth muscle inside the corpora cavernosa is beginning to relax more efficiently, allowing the chambers to accept more blood than before. Even a slight increase in natural morning firmness is an early confirmation that the system is waking up. Over the next several days, one of the most noticeable improvements is speed of reaction. Erections that previously took time, effort, or strong stimulation begin to appear more quickly. This acceleration happens because the endothelial lining regains elasticity and the nitric oxide signal is finally reaching the tissue without resistance. Consistency is the next layer. Instead of occasional good days, men begin experiencing repeated, reliable responses. This shows that hormonal receptors are becoming more sensitive and that the body is sustaining nitric oxide production longer throughout the day. Finally, many men observe a natural rise in confidence and desire, not because of psychological change, but because the body feels capable again. When vascular performance improves, libido often follows automatically. These signs, warmth, heaviness, faster response, and increasing consistency, form the roadmap that the one-spoon method is activating the erectile mechanism exactly as intended. Even when the one-spoon formula is correct and the ingredients are powerful, many men unknowingly neutralize the entire effect with one simple mistake. This error doesn't cause immediate harm, but it silently shuts down the biological pathways responsible for erection strength, especially nitric oxide release and pelvic circulation. The most common problem is taking caffeine too early, particularly strong black coffee on an empty stomach. For younger men, this might not matter, but for men over 70, the cortisol spike caused by caffeine constricts blood vessels precisely when the formula is trying to open them. The result, nitric oxide release weakens, smooth muscle stays tight, and the erection pathway never fully activates. Another common sabotaging habit is consuming high-sugar or refined carbohydrate foods right after taking the spoon. Foods like white bread, pastries, cookies, sweet spreads, or sugary drinks cause a rapid rise in glucose and inflammation. This inflammation directly impairs the endothelial lining, the very tissue the spoon is designed to repair. Instead of enhancing circulation, the system becomes sluggish and unresponsive. A third mistake is remaining seated for too long immediately after taking the formula. Sitting restricts pelvic blood flow and reduces oxygen delivery to the erectile tissue. Even if the biochemical conditions are perfect, the physical pathway becomes partially blocked. Without adequate pelvic circulation, the erectile mechanism cannot build the pressure required for rigidity. Individually, these mistakes seem minor. Combined, they create the perfect environment for erectile failure, not because the body is incapable, but because it is being placed in the worst possible state for activation. Correcting these errors allows the one-spoon method to work at maximum strength, giving the body the conditions it needs to restore natural erectile power. The one-spoon formula becomes dramatically more effective when paired with a short, structured morning protocol. This routine doesn't require intense effort. It simply aligns your vascular system, hormones, and pelvic circulation so the spoon's ingredients can work at full capacity. The first step is activate blood flow. After taking the spoon, spend 60 to 90 seconds standing upright and performing light pelvic or hip movements, slow rotations, gentle weight shifting, or deep diaphragmatic breathing. These movements increase arterial openness and direct blood toward the lower region, priming the corpora cavernosa for rapid filling. Next, reinforce the biochemical trigger with early hydration. Most men over 70 underestimate the impact of mild dehydration on erectile function. Without adequate water, the blood becomes thicker, nitric oxide circulates poorly, and the erectile chambers cannot build pressure efficiently. Drinking a glass of water within minutes of taking the spoon enhances nutrient absorption and vascular responsiveness. The final step is a low-inflammatory mini breakfast. Instead of sugary foods that inflame the endothelium, choose something that stabilizes glucose and supports hormone signaling, a small portion of healthy fats, clean protein, or low-glycemic fruit. This keeps the vascular system relaxed and highly reactive for the rest of the morning. When these three actions, activation, hydration, and stable nourishment, are combined with the one-spoon formula, the body receives a synchronized morning signal: open the vessels, relax the smooth muscle, restore full pressure, and reactivate erectile function. Consistency turns this protocol into a reliable foundation for stronger, faster, and more predictable erections at any age. If you reached the end of this video, it means you're serious about understanding how your body works and taking real steps to restore your erection naturally. Before you go, check if you already subscribed to the channel, that way you don't miss the next videos where we continue this process with even more depth and clarity. If you stayed with me until the final second, Comment the word spoon so I know you are part of the group that watches with full attention and commitment. And don't forget to leave your like. It helps this content reach more people who need this kind of technical, no-nonsense information. Now go ahead and watch the next video that's appearing on your screen. It picks up exactly where this one ends.